Hello, and welcome back to SoulSpaUniversity, where your soul's can run free and your minds are free to expand. Today, we are going live with Lisa Buie, Dream Expert. And we're going to answer all your unanswered questions on dreams. Each one of our dream segments is completely separate and unique from the rest. We have an other side one where you communicate with your loved ones from the other side. We have celestial ones where you communicate with celestial family. We have a regular Q&A. And now we're going to wrap up all those other questions that are just insane, like deja vu, recurring dreams, all those normal kind of questions that I'm sure will have the best of answers. And look at us with our black dogs. I've never seen mine so stoic. And
he's yawning even.
Thank you, Muffin. You're so polite. And look at Jack. Jack is so cute.
This is Marty and this is Jack.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm just avoiding them.
Oh, it's okay. You just met them.
Jack is so cute, like Ewokish.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, this is so adorable family time. But please, in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe to support this content so we may put out more content for you, as well as subscribe so your soul can find its spa, and share. Be the first one to share with your friends so that you could help awaken the collective, etc. Anyway, wow, Muffin, you're so attentive.
Maybe Muffin hasn't been getting much sleep either.
Oh yes, thank you for the reminder. I must disclaim this interview is, thank you, Muffin. You're just beyond compelling. Yes, me and Lisa have been doing interviews all night. It's been amazing. I must do a disclaimer that I have not gotten sleep. I definitely didn't get any last night. I haven't had any in months. Even for the Cynthia interviews, my living situation did not allow such sleep. So pray for me. And ironically, this is about dreams. I'm also going to pause so my dog can go find her own playground. Oh, you're fine now. You're fine. Okay. We're good?
I think it's still recording.
Oh, no, I know. I was just asking her. Okay.
Oh, you're asking the dog. Okay. What do you think, Muffin?
I'm going to pause and put her back. Oh, no, every time I'm about to pause, she's like, fine. It's like when you go to the doctor and there's a pain and then it goes away. All right, hang on.
Yeah.
So yeah, disclaimer, this is about dreams and sleeping, and it's pretty erotic today. I mean, all my friends laughed at me all day as I went on a rant and rave about my life. But anyway, so I'm so honored to be on with Lisa Buie, the Dream Expert, and we've been having so much fun. It's been the best girl sleepover ever.
It has.
Yeah, it will be airing Thursdays at 3. We're going to be more on how to find Lisa at the DreamWorker Coach on YouTube, and we're just going to dive right in. Okay, we're going to cover in this one recurring dreams, deja vu, portals, food dreams. Can we interact in the same dream with each other? Vivid dreams, most asked question on dreams, and what she thinks is most important that she would like to leave us with, or like us to know. So Lisa, and anything that comes up, I just love, because I mean, I can go on with her forever, but this has to be unfortunately our last one because I feel bad for her at this point.
It's all good.
We had so
much to say. There's so much to cover.
Yeah. So if there's more and she'd ever like to be on, I would love to have her on. This channel is her new soul home whenever she wants to come back.
I love it. Anytime.
Awesome. Okay, so Lisa, what do you think deja vu is?
Being a dream worker, I think it's tied to, I think for me, I know 100% it is something I've dreamed before. I'm remembering again. And that maybe not every time, but I've had experiences where I've had deja vu and I'm like, holy crap, this seems so familiar. Oh my God, I dreamt this before. And then since I've been keeping a dream journal since I was 15 years old, so since 1994, and they're all digitized now, I can go in and like put a keyword and find, I actually did that. I went into my dream journal and found the keyword for journal because I was dreaming about a leather journal that I'd found in real life. And I found the dream where I'd had it, and it was uncanny. to the T, exactly what I dreamed, just about almost to the day 1 year before it happened. So in that instance, my deja vu was 100% a dream that I'd had before. It was a precognitive dream I was remembering. And then, I mean, I also think deja vu can be like maybe like timelines almost intersecting at a first split second, where it's like the timing is just off a little bit. And you're like, I did this already. Because you just did in a different timeline. You know, like I think there could be something like that going on too.
Oh, wow. Never heard that one.
It's just a theory that I have. I don't know that I've heard it anywhere.
I
It's
like
just a
that.
thing, I think.
And what's interesting is we're very in line, because I always, whenever I would experience deja vu, I would connect with it and really let it kind of, I would go into it a little, see, well, what's going on, you know? And I felt the same way. I remember my most intense one. I was working for this company, and I was the executive assistant for the CEO. And I remember that moment we would share a desk, like he would face one way and I would face the other. And I remember this weird deja vu moment that was so intense. And how I knew him was not through the job. Actually, he met me when I was a bartender and trained me for the job. So I was doing both jobs at one point, but what's weird is that for some reason my deja vu wasn't just like something familiar. It was like, it was intense. And I felt like, I feel like I dreamt this 6 months prior.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me,
sometimes it can be that obvious. Yeah. Like, no, I know I dreamt this.
Well, it made me go into theories that perhaps when we dream, we go up and we kind of like, I don't want to say like, you know, it's almost like veins, like through the world, that we can go to all different possibilities, you know? Mm-hmm. And maybe when we dream and go up, we all kind of agree, like, he's like, hey, so I'm going to be your patron at the bar, but then I'm going to be your boss. Like, basically we all agree, like, and this is what's going to teach us this, and it's going to teach me this, it's going to teach me this, and, you know, and it's kind of like, that's what I felt like, kind of like we're all in a play right now with roles. And
which is why you can't escape it. It's like that, because it's why you can't law of attraction your way out of it, because you agreed to learn this lesson.
Interesting.
And even if you're willing to skirt it in this life, you're still gonna do it. You still have to learn. Like you're learning it in another timeline then or something.
Wow. Well, that's mind blowing. And to add to it, because I'm open to what you're saying for sure, because I love opening my mind. I love adding options. So interesting. I'll definitely be like, that'll be there for the rest of my life. Like I wonder to add to it as an option. I want to hear what you can say. Well, what if we agree to these circumstances, but then law of attraction helps us to figure out how to perceive it in a way like, okay, I could perceive this as a trigger, or knowing what I know, I could utilize this, you know, not control tool, but some sort of mastery thing where I perceive it better. And from there, you know, master the video game.
For sure. And it could have been put in your path so that you did learn the law of attraction, so that you did know how to do it. And maybe that is your tool for how to defeat it in this world. And then therefore you don't have to use it again. I'm not like anti-law of attraction by any means. I love it. And I have some tips on how you can use DreamWorks to use it and make it better. But I'm going back to like the dream that I'd had not that long ago that really like opened my mind. That was like, you can't choose your path in life. Like it was just this message that I got. Like you can't choose it. It's as silly as picking your favorite color. You know, every life has its ups and downs, and
I like that.
So silly to try to pick. You can't pick your path in life. Like you have to live them all. You live them all anyway.
Yeah,
that's where like that dream kind of just changed my thinking. And it wasn't something I wanted to hear. I want to hear that I can change everything. I want to be able to change everything. I want it to all be wonderful. Well, not that there's a lot I need to change, but
yeah, I think in this consciousness you can, because you know it. You know, but then you're also choosing other consciousnesses. If all possibilities exist, infinite realities, right? Then there's ones where you didn't choose the consciousness of knowing this, you know?
Right.
I think if we know it, there's a reason, you know, and it's to use it. Like I knew of it prior to the circumstance with the deja vu. And it was to use it. It's just constantly to use it. Like just because I
Mhm.
learned it in 2008 doesn't mean I'm mastering it till
Right.
some people can learn it and master it overnight. Other people can master it
Right.
overnight and still need practice. You know, I think ever since you know it, it's just a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
And just so you
It's
know,
a tool in our toolbox
a
now.
tool in our toolbox, icing on the
Mhm.
cupcake, what it really, and I'm very aware that, you know, an obese person can manifest the closest parking spot to McDonald's. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm very aware that, like, you have to go deeper. You know,
Mhm.
why do you want what you want?
Mhm.
You know, things like
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I agree with you on that for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
I totally got us off topic again.
Oh, no, I love it. Best sleepover ever. I mean, my friends are
Yeah.
waiting out for me right now, and I'm like, forget you.
Yeah.
Okay, so waking up crying, what do you think that means?
Waking up crying.
Mhm.
If you wake up crying from a dream, I think that's definitely a dream that you need to explore some more, you know, like I think feelings of dreams, the feeling you have is the most important thing, especially for really symbolic dreams. Like if it was a dream you really can't figure out the meaning to, and you had really strong emotions tied around it, sometimes that's the feelings are the key in figuring out what it means, because the symbology can be so wild sometimes that you have no idea.
Yeah.
So if you're crying, and it depends on what kind of crying, if you're like sobbing because you're super sad, then you definitely want to look into that dream and see what it might be trying to tell you.
Well, remember the
It
one
would depend
where
on the dream.
I precognitively dreamt of my breakup and then I was in Big Bob's arm? Like, what was that? Like, was that just precognitive dreaming and I was like releasing?
It could have just been a precognitive dream, and like Big Bob was there because he knows you needed some support, you know? Like I don't know much about, like I can't say it for 100% for sure, you know, that our loved ones know exactly what we're going through, but I have a feeling they do, you know?
Oh,
Like
I
I
think
feel
so.
like from the other side they can feel us, like especially emotions. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
emotions tie us together to them too, to on the other side. I think emotions are the key for everything, honestly. So
Yeah.
I think if he could feel you were sad, that's probably why he was there, regardless of why, you know, regardless
Plus,
of the
it's
meaning.
always, yeah, and it's always harder here than we see on the other side. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where the other side we're like, oh, I'm glad I chose to go through that. And here we're like, why did we choose this? You know, and yeah, yeah. And even that day, my bestie was like, hit me up, like, I think something's gonna happen. Like she's alive or whatever you want
Mhm.
to.
Yeah.
Even though I do feel like there's a version of us up there waiting for us, like the higher
Yeah.
self, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, even her alive version, or I mean, she might just be really in tune, but ESP and stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, recurring dreams. What's that about?
I feel like recurring dreams they're only recurring because you didn't get the message. Like most dreams, once you get the message, they go away. So this is another, like a tip for nightmares too. Like if you have like a nightmare and you figure out how to face it, it should stop coming back. Some recurring dreams like could be parallel lives coming through, if it's not like the same exact dream, if it's a similar dream but different day, whatever. It depends on the dream again. But yeah, I think that recurring dreams are generally, in my experience, dreams that they keep coming back and they come back stronger and stronger because you're not getting the message. So those are ones you really want to work with.
Okay, can I give you a short example of one?
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's common, and that's why I'm going to give it. Because I remember you saying in a chat once that this happened to you too. So I'm gonna give this example, or something like it happens to you. So my recurring dream, okay, I have two, and one is that, like, it's like I just remembered, oh, I'm in a semester in either college or high school, and like, oh my God, I'm like 2 months in. Maybe I went to the first class. I don't think so. And now I gotta, where are these classrooms? What do I have to do for the finals? Do I have a chance of passing? And then like I keep getting in the dream state where I'm like, oh no, I forgot again. Or like, oh, I didn't go to school again. And it just keeps happening. Today I didn't go to school and I'm actually gonna pass this semester. And then it's like, I didn't. And do I have a chance? Do I give up or do I try? That kind of
I've had that dream. I still have that dream. I have it a lot where exactly what you described.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like I have it when I have that dream, I seem to be in times of like where my life is really busy and my schedule's really packed. And I feel like I might be forgetting some obligations. So if I have that dream, I tend to look at my calendar and double check all my appointments and make sure like I'm not missing something. Cause that's what that dream brings up for me is forgotten obligations and forgotten appointments and forgotten like.
Are you a Virgo?
Class. I'm a Pisces.
Oh, interesting. Apparently opposite sign, but I'm a Virgo and we're all about organization. So you just seem very Virgo-y.
Oh yeah, I'm not really about organization, which is why I can have nightmares about not being organized.
But you seem so organized. I mean, you like digitized your DreamWork journals from when you were
because
6?
I care. Yeah, because I care about that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The other thing is like, I have a hard time staying grounded. I'm very dreamy and in the dream world all the time. And I'm a Pisces, so that doesn't help anything at all. And so I have to make an effort. I make a strong effort to stay organized and to make sure things are in place. Like for the next day, I'll always get my stuff together for the next day before the next day. Because I know I'm gonna sleep in and be writing down my dreams and just be out in outer space in my head. So
yeah,
I'm glad that it comes off as me being very organized because I put a lot of effort into that. So good. Because really I'm like off in outer space in my head most days.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, for your sake, then this will be our last interview until next time because I can go all night, but I don't want to keep you know. So I mean I do, but okay. So also my other recurring dream, were you ever a smoker? Like a cigarette smoker?
Not really, like dabbled back in the day, but not really.
I wish that was my history. I was a full timer and like I'm talking bad. Like I'm talking 1 to 3 packs and a day. And, and
wow.
Yeah, so I'll have dreams about cigarettes where it's like I have one drag. Like finally I like give into one drag. But the reason why it's a big dream is because like I know I can't. So since I quit, it's an all or nothing thing. That's it. And I never will, and I did it for a deep spiritual reason in 2012. And I'll never go back, which is funny because prior to that, I designed a million systems on how to quit. But no, I didn't do any of them. It was all or nothing. That's it. So because of a deep spiritual thing. But anyway, I have dreamed about I have one drag, it turns into 2 or 3, and then it's just one cigarette or 2 or 3, and then it's like I guess I'm a smoker. That's a recurring dream. Yeah.
Do you have an addictive personality? Do you like find yourself getting like zoned in on something and wanting to spend too much time on it or anything like that?
Yes. And at the opposite side, I also get too mentally foggy, but that might be because of the lack of sleep. Because I wish I had more focus, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, my mind will latch on to something. And so it's like 2 extremes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I guess I would want to ask, like, how do you feel about that when you wake up? Like, are you feeling like, oh man, I'm a smoker again? Or were you feeling like, oh, it was so great to taste a cigarette? Like, was the thought?
It's the first one, which is like, I failed.
Okay. Yeah. I guess if it were mine, I would normally ask a lot more questions about it. But if it were mine, I would think I'd be aware of like what might be coming into my life that's reminding me of that. Is there something that's consuming all my time that I might be getting too attached to or too addicted to? Is how I would look at that.
Nice, Lisa. Okay, what about dreams about food?
Like, be more specific. What do you mean?
Scream like we're eating food that like I have this a lot when I'm restricting myself from food. I'll just be eating so much that I just love so much,
Yeah.
Giant.
It can be if you're getting to eat that food in your sleep, that's an awesome diet plan in my opinion.
It really is. Yeah,
it could be an outlet, dreaming could be just an outlet for being allowing yourself to do stuff that you're depriving yourself of, even smoking cigarettes, eating all the food. some people can't taste food in their dreams. It's kind of like a debate in the dream work world, actually, dreaming about food, because some people can't taste it. Some people don't dream about food at all. So it's interesting that you do. That's
yeah. Yeah, it's
do
interesting.
you taste the food? Like, can you taste it?
You know, it feels emotionally like I can, but I don't know if I physically can. Like, I feel like when I'm eating ice cream, it's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And I feel like I could taste it right now, which is interesting because in real life, I don't like ice cream. In real life, I'm a froyo girl, but just the image and the concept of vanilla with the chocolate syrup over it seems really great. And it looks
Yeah.
really but then when I go to eat it, it's like, oh, too thick. Oh, I'd rather froyo with it, And yeah, so I don't know. I think I just think I'm tasting it. I think I just emotionally am getting the satisfaction of having it.
Yeah, I think that one thing could be like, if you are depriving yourself of food in waking life, you could just be living out that when you're sleeping because you're hungry and you want all the food that you're not eating.
Yeah.
And then another thing I would think of, like in general with food dreams, is to like, what food are you eating? Is there any significance to the food? Because it could be pointing to a deficiency or something. Like if you're eating steak in your dream, you might need some iron. Like I would look at it that way too, depending on what you're dreaming about.
Yeah, I definitely don't need the ice cream vitamin. But
no.
One time I quit everything. It was like the first year of New Year's, and I quit sugar, caffeine, carbs, meat, and like something else.
Oh, well.
And I had the worst nightmare I've had since I was 3.
Oh man.
Like to the point where something triggers it that doesn't make sense. Like an almond milk triggers it. I'm like, get it away. Like I've had the problem. Okay. Like literally it was called like milk. And I'm like, ah! And then we were in like a garage after that, like on vacation, literally. And I'm like, I don't feel right, man. It was like almost as bad as Saw the Nightmare. You know what I mean? It was bad.
Oh my God.
It was bad. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, don't quit too much at once.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a good takeaway. It's a good takeaway from that for sure.
Oh my God.
Do any crazy diets.
Okay. Portals. Do they exist?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Portals.
Portals?
Mm-hmm.
I think that kind of goes back to like we kind of touched on this in a different video with the space and time thing, and like space being a special. We always talk about time and how time is lineal, and then in the other realms it's not. It's like timeless, but space has a special place too. I think if something intense happened in a certain space, it doesn't matter what time it was in, there can still be like an imprint there. This is all my opinion, by the way. I'm not quoting from anything. This is what I think. Disclaimer to the channel. But I feel like there can be like some sort of like an energy imprint if something tragic or super happy or just emotional in any kind happen in a certain place, space and time, like space, not time. I feel like if something's got enough of an energy imprint, it can create some sort of I don't know about portal, but some sort of a tie between times. And portals, as far as what you're talking about, like portals probably more like interdimensional, like, what do you mean by portal? Actually, I should ask you.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking what they are. But you know what? Either way, what you're saying makes sense, because remember how I walked that forest and like literally I'll feel the same feeling. Like now that forest has a blueprint that this way this is what I'm thinking about. And then once I get to this area, this is what I'm thinking about. And once I get to this area, it's like the download, huh?
I was just saying, yeah, like agreeing with you.
Here's one and I mean, if we were off camera, I'd tell you the details and you'd be like, oh my God, that much detail in the forest. Yeah. And I did start to think, wow, we're all here for a reason and we're all spreading our energy. And, I think I'm energy imprinting like really good things here. And my energy obviously is recognizing it because it's the one that created it, so it'll hook in. I don't know, something, it just related to what you said before about, well, something happened there and somebody remembers.
Yeah, I feel like and objects too. I feel like objects can act that way too. I've had some weird experiences where I've touched things And I've had memories that aren't mine. Like I've touched objects. I do real estate photography. So that's my main job. That's what I make most of my money on, is real estate photography. So I'm in other people's houses all the time, moving stuff around. So I'm touching their stuff.
Interesting. So I'm moving soon, and I'm like, help me.
That is very interesting, actually.
Yeah.
So I've touched like old objects before, just curtains. I remember pulling curtains down.
You'll be having fun in here.
And I was having like these crazy, vivid memories that are not mine. They're not mine. So I'm like, oh, something happened with these curtains. Like, and I'm not, I don't consider myself psychic whatsoever. So I'm like, there's something to this.
This is amazing. So, first of all, I think you are a medium or a psychic to have that happen though. And I know you don't consider yourself to, but were they extremely bad or good, those memories?
No, they were just kind of like, oh yeah, like these are my curtains. And I remember living in this room, but I didn't. And they weren't my curtains. I just remembered that, like,
you are psychic, because there's not even it's not even that extreme for you to have felt it. People go,
yeah, it wasn't like I dropped them because it was brought back some crazy trigger. No, it was just like, oh, it was, I remember this, I remember these were mine, but they weren't.
So that's what I mean. People go to classes for that. I mean, in one way, we're all one. So maybe you connected with that, or in another way, maybe that is you in a way, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Also through the all one, but also through, you know,
yeah,
being an alternate reality, but also all one. Okay, so all right, so wrapping up soon, vivid dreams. Well, let's just get these in. I do have to go, and I know you do. So, all right, two things. Vivid dreams, what are they about? And can two people interact in the same dream?
I think vivid dreams are just they're like a boosted type of a regular dream, you know, like if it's extremely vivid for you, like by vivid, do you mean like loose, like are you lucid in the dream, or like it's just the colors are brighter and everything's more vivid?
It's like those dreams I mentioned that feel realer than here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those could be like, I have those too. And that those dreams are the kind that make me think this is a dream, you know, like this world feels very muted compared to some dreams that we've had.
Yes.
So to me, those are not just dreams, you know, to me, those kinds of dreams are not just dreams. Those are more like tapping into parallel lives and things like that. Other realms, other dimensions.
I love this. And that's funny because you tapped into a question I missed that I didn't even write down, which is some people feel this is the dream. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I love it.
100%. Yeah, I have a whole video about that. One of my favorite videos I ever did on my channel, where I dive into that deep with like, this is a dream. There's like so much weird stuff going on here. This has to be a dream.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I think life is a form of dream, especially when you start realizing the world speaks to you in signs and synchronicities, and you can interpret those as symbols like a dream. Like once you really open up to all of this, it's just another, it's like Russian nesting dolls, right? Like, so have you ever had a dream within a dream where you dreamed and then woke up, but then you really woke up?
And it's like, how do we know that's not what's going on here? Especially sometimes me in moments with people, I'm like, you're going to think this is a dream, because you would, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And when you're dreaming, you don't usually know you're dreaming. You think everything is 100% normal, you know, like even if something really weird's going on, I'm just like, yep, whatever. This is all completely normal. And then you wake up and you're like, that was not normal whatsoever. How could I not have noticed that? What's not to say we're not dreaming this, thinking this is all normal. And then we wake up for real and we're like, that wasn't normal whatsoever. Yeah. I had a dream I was teaching dream work. How weird, you know, like there could be so much going on here that's not normal whatsoever to a higher person dreaming it. And then they might be a dream of someone else and a dream of someone. Where does it end? If it goes on like that, what are the chances that we're the top dog in this or the bottom? We're somewhere in the middle, you know, and it could be limitless, infinite.
Yes. And what's interesting is, so my friend made a joke the other day where I said, hey, I heard through an ND that we have 3 different realities right now that are like not collapsing, but braiding into each other, 3 different timelines. And so he made a joke that was like all of a sudden, like he's a bird that flies away from the nest where I am an egg, and he's like, all right, go to work. And he's like, it's always been like this, right? Like nothing's weird. And yes, yeah, it's like what you're saying, like, how do we know, like that manta, you know, how many people I heard about, and guys, if you want to check that out, it's the previous interview, please check it out with her and I. That manta that you mentioned, you know how many people I've heard actually say they've connected with a 9-foot manta, believe it or not, that is far more intelligent and compassionate and soulful and out of this world than us. And for us to think that way as a human is beyond usually our comprehension. We think of mantas as these little insects, you know? And so the fact that it's bigger than us and has more than us, capacity wise, mentally, spiritually, and all sorts of other things, you're right. Where's the scale at?
Right.
And with the simulated universe theory, with, you know, yeah, I know Elon Musk says it's more than likely we're in one. Well, the way I feel about that, and I'm sure you feel the same, and if not, please tell me, because it's fascinating, and that's why we're having this conversation, that because you can go there, we can go there, is like, I feel that we're all sort of interpreting things differently. Like we're all like interpreting things through our own filters. So like, I see this as blue, you know, to label this as blue, right? But how do we know that what I'm seeing isn't actually purple, but I'm calling it blue, and it's the same color that you're calling blue? And it's not that anyone's lying, but everyone's seeing something different. So for all I know, in your reality, I look like a rhinoceros. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and like, and we all think we're looking at the same thing, but like, who knows? Like, a manta could really be a human in someone's existence, or a human could be, you know what I mean? Like, and we all just have no idea what we're all perceiving. So in that case, I feel we all really are in a dream, because, you know, it's like dreams are all about interpretation, the filters we're going through, you know, and like the realness is, I feel, when we are above this limited consciousness, which is, you know, near death experiences and, you know, things that you and I have spoken about. So who the hell knows?
I know. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. I've thought about that too with the color thing. Like, it blows my mind. How would you know? This could be like, you could be seeing this as what I see as pink, you know, like, it's just crazy.
But it's not limited to colors, you know? I use that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I had never like really thought about, like, I could look like a rhinoceros to you, but that's hilarious and true. It does. Why stop at colors? For sure.
Yeah.
In sounds and everything.
Exactly. It's all our own dream, you know, and maybe we're interacting, but maybe in your world, all the people in it look human to you, right? But they really look rhinoceros to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, these are probably called smoker conversations.
Yeah.
And yet I don't even do that. But that's why I think weed smokers love me, because they're like, yes, let's go there. And they're like always trying to, I'm like, I don't need it to go there. Me
neither. I know. Same.
Yes, that's why I love us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So I know we have to wrap up. So can 2 people interact in a dream?
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. So some people who are really into dream work plan on it. They actually plan on it. Like, we're going to both meet in this place, and, you know, with the same question, we're going to try to dream incubate this thing, and yeah, meet up and have a common purpose. I don't see why not at all. I mean, we're all dreaming, we're all kind of going out into the ether, into this same, you know, shared space. So yeah, I think it's very possible. I've heard a lot of wild stories about stuff like that.
Yeah. And I wonder if they could do it without intending it. Like,
I think so. Yeah. Oh, for sure. So Robert Moss is always posting on Facebook his stories about stuff like that. And he's a very vivid, active, crazy dreamer. He's the one that invented active dreaming. And he's always posting about how he like enters shared dream spaces with people, alive and dead. And, you know, yeah, I think it's extremely possible.
That's amazing. I wish he wasn't on Facebook. Like, does he have an additional way to see him?
Does he have what?
An additional way to see him that's not Facebook?
I don't think so. He puts his artwork on Instagram,
Okay. Okay.
but I don't think it's like moss art or something on Instagram. I think I'm not sure. But he doesn't like post anything else other than his artwork on Instagram. Yeah, I was about to get off of Facebook when I entered Dream Teacher Training, and it was all of the dream groups were on Facebook. So I'm still on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was so ready to get rid of it. I was so ready. I was like, screw Facebook. Can't handle it. But
Yeah, to
then
me,
I got roped in.
yeah, it's like a graveyard.
Yeah.
I feel like Facebook started out like, I don't know, I used to have something funny about this. I don't even remember, but it's like, it started out like, oh, we're all in college and we're on Facebook. And then it was like, and we're inviting everyone. And then it was like, now it's like, now it's like so many genres, you don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's so like, and your grandma's here. I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know you. Okay, here's what's going on. It's like, I used to compare it to like the bar that like, like in my town, we have a bar, we have all different bars, but we have a bar that is literally the place to go to after hours for when you're up to no good, when you're younger. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's the same bar that like your great grandma will go to eat lunch for the day.
Oh, nice. It's like flips at night. Yeah.
So yeah, so like Facebook is that, but at the same time. So you can't post something that you would post to the same people that are there late at night to the same people that are there midday. And
Yeah.
it's very confusing.
Yeah.
You know, because you post something that appeals to one, and then like the great grandma's like, what are you doing? But then if you post something that appeals to great grandma, your friends will be like, delete, you know, and then it's like, I don't know what's happening anymore. I don't like this feeling of having to be approved by everybody. Like,
yeah, it's mind taxing. Like, it really is not a fun place to browse and peruse. But it's fun when you're in the dream groups, because you just get into the groups and people are posting their dreams and we all talk about that stuff. So.
See, that's
what I do on there.
Just for groups, but to be honest, like, I'm just freaked out. I'm like, oh, I got to get through all this to get to the group. And I literally, I don't look at anything, but once in a while, I'm just like, oh, avoid. It's like going into a bar and avoiding everything to get to the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you this last question, but we got, should I do it?
What?
You know, we'll save it for another time. Okay. Hang on one second.
Okay.
So, although I have so much more to ask Lisa, you know, we don't want to keep you guys. It's been a while, and hopefully Lisa will come back to SoulSpaUniversity in the future. Her and I seem to be very in sync on a lot of things, and I love talking to her, and I love having her here. And Lisa,
it's been awesome.
Thank you. And just to remind people of where to find you.
I'm at the dreamworkcoach.com, and I'm on YouTube under the Dreamwork Coach.
Awesome. And yes, guys, if you would like to donate to my channel and my content, there's a link in the description box so I can keep putting out that content. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to me and Lisa. And also, if you want to be on the show or be in a session with me or anything like that, there's a link in the description box. So yeah, for more videos, me and Lisa, keep checking in with both our channels, and you know, and it's been so much fun, guys. You have no idea. And Lisa, it's been such a pleasure.
Oh, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I love it.
I love having you on. It's amazing. Okay. All right, guys. Till next time. Check us out. Bye.